Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of the Topping Show is proudly sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency IT security. Heck, I see their founder at least twice a day because he's quite handsome and brilliant. Tease me, see that's the joke. If you're an IT leader or a business owner, you can reach out to the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Also, we're still giving away a free flamethrower with every IT purchase. Go to toppingtechnologies.com and click the flamethrower button to learn more. Lastly, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you can click that button and tell your friends, I would greatly appreciate it. Now, going over to the business part of the podcast, you have Target Q3 results are in, and they're abysmal to say the least because, their stock crashed by about 21%. Granted, you have to have that little caveat. This is not financial advice. Shoot, hindsight is always 20/20, and in this case, glad it did not invest in Target stock, and long term, still haven't been doing good. So we'll dive into the article, but let's take a quick look at their stock long term. Now, usually you want to be able to at least keep up with, if not beat, the S&P 500. That's usually the goal of most businesses. And in this case, no, quite the antithesis, they did the opposite of that. They actually lost value. So long term, yeah, this is a 5-year trend, and they're currently trading for, yes, by the time this video is rendered and uploaded, it'll be different. That's what the stock market does. Currently trading for $122.12 per share. Now, in the past year, it's down 3.42%. So while most companies increased in value, they found a way to decrease their value. I partially blame, they did actually, as the cliche says, go woke, go broke by carrying satanic materials. In this case, not being bombastic, they literally had an enamel pin. Don't get me wrong, sure it's a high Chinesium quality metal, but it's an enamel pin of Satan that said respect pronouns, as well as having children apparel that had trans pride and even tucked swimsuits. A niche market for sure. I'm sure it did gangbuster sales in San Francisco, but overall, there's a lot of pushback from those initiatives. And yeah, they also had, what was it, almost $1 billion in retail theft last year? Probably enforce the law one of these days. Now, again, it's down 3.42% in the past 5 years. Now, the past 1 year, it's actually up 20%. So that looked pretty good until you zoom in a little bit more. So in the past 1 year, yeah, up 20.32%. Year to date, oh, up 12%. That's almost kind of good. Then past month, 3%. And then last week, it absolutely crashed by 21.72%. Now, going to the article by Yahoo Finance, the OG search engine from back in the day, which somehow still exists. And this is credited to Brian Sozzi, who's a writer over there, which they say, quote, Target CEO says, quote, guidance for some conservatism as the retailer missed earnings estimates ahead of the holidays, which, yeah, we'll see what happens Q4. That's when most businesses are back in black. Not just an exceptional song by AC/DC, which incidentally, not an electric company, thought it was back in the day, but no, it is one most companies, they call it Black Friday for a reason. That's when you used to have the physical ledger that you wrote down, an actual pen and ink. Red would be loss, and then black would be a profit. That's why I used to call it, getting back in the black. Now, they say, quote, a few months after suggesting a sales turnaround, Target has offered up earnings misfire. The retail giant badly missed third quarter Wall Street profit forecast / full year guidance. Ooh, it's even worse. Simply said, they're saying, oh yeah, here's the goal for the year. Well, we did so bad, we're going to lower that goal. Yeah, investors don't like hearing that. They said that tanking nearly 21%, early market trading at the heels of the quarterly results. Going to the details, and of course, contrast Walmart, still doing pretty good. Again, not financial advice, but Walmart's been going up pretty consistently. It's $86 per share. Again, high since 2020. I know some people are buying it. It was at $34 per share. And they've been going up ever since, slowly but surely. Oh, so let's actually go to get some of the granular numbers here. Oh, how appropriate. The pop-up talks about the Pride apparel that Target had, which again was pretty controversial and turned off a lot of investors and shoppers as well. Here you can see the Target earnings miss for March for Q3 2024. Here you're seeing the operating income. And yeah, 2021 has basically been down past couple years. I was going to say Q2 2022 being the absolute worst. Net earnings, revenue, pretty stagnant. Now again, see the outlier there? Every Q4 for them, revenue goes up by, what is this, about $10 billion increase on average between Q3 and Q4. Because again, that's when most companies do their best. So, I mean, they technically went up a little bit from Q2 to Q3, but barely an improvement. So not looking good, Target, or some people say Target, which incidentally enough, one of my favorite books from last year was called On Target. It talks about the history of the company. That Target thing has been around since the 60s. I didn't realize it was that old of a saying. but I only partially digress, getting back to the more granular numbers in the reports here. Now, sorry, let me see here. The net sales are up only 1.1% year over year to 25.7 billion. Now, the estimates that they told Wall Street was 25.74 billion. Gross profit margin was 27.2% versus 27.4% a year ago. Estimates were calling for 28.7%. Comparative sales were up 0.3% year over year, which also known as negligible or terrible. I mean, I would almost call that a rounding error because you have to take into account inflation, so that dollar's worth less and less every year, unfortunately. Now, they estimated sales to increase not by 0.3%, by 1.48%, which, yeah, that's not great as well. The digital comparable sales did go up 10.8%. Store comparable sales were down 1.9%, so that's good for the e-commerce platform because it shows more people are starting to buy their Target materials online. They also had the recent subscription, like every company on the planet, so maybe that'll be taking off as well. They noted that the company also did a stock repurchase, so 354 million. So hinting they're thinking the stock is worth more than it is. Time shall tell to see if that's actually true. But not great news for Target. They're slashing their earnings from, oh wow, taking it down to $2.45 per share, or earnings per share. They ended the quarter about 3.4 billion in cash. Number of transactions did increase by 2.4%. So a couple highlights, but overall, just missing those numbers. Pretty much the worst thing possible they can do. And yeah, I suspect their competitors, Walmart, will probably be doing a little bit better. Again, it's one of those things that I actually find it fascinating that people spend money to shop at Target, because you could literally just go to Walmart to get the exact same things for a fraction of the price. Granted, the ambiance of the store is not quite as well. There's a not negligible percentage point that you might be attacked in there. Sure, to me it makes it more exciting, exhilarating. You gotta be able to dodge and really be quick and on your toes. But this one of those instances where, and I have friends who shop at Target, mainly, friends with families and all that kind of stuff. The ladies love them Target, but let me know in the comments, do you think things will pick up for Target Q4? I mean, again, look at the historicals, and that's usually their best time of year, and consumer sentiment has seemed to be increasing after the election results. Do you think people are going to go back and spend even more money at Target, or maybe they'll keep shifting over to Walmart? Let me know in the comments, because as always, it'd be fascinating to hear what you have to say. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in. Again, try to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you can click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.